guys, so in this video I'm going to show you the different or various farming strategies. I have updated the Atlas skill tree page already, so I'm just going to briefly go through one by one on the various farming strategies. As I move on or progress on through the league, I will add more strategies, but the popular ones from last league I have already updated them and included them on this sheet. Okay, you can just browse them. As you can see, I've included in a last updated for the strategy, so just do take note of that. For the rest of them that does not have anything, which means they are not updated. Alright, just do take note of them. As like I mentioned, as I progress on through the Atlas, if I have more farming strategies, I'll include it in here and there will be a video guide for it. Okay. So first of all, I have actually changed the link or the website to use. All the other sites that use the Atlas skill tree are not updated. Okay, so I'm using this PoE Planner website now, and all the links are updated. As long as it is not PoE Planner, then probably the strategy is not updated. Okay, so first off, this is for everybody. Okay, league start scenario. How are you going to progress your Atlas? I think this is the one that most people will actually struggle with. I have people coming to tell me I'm stuck with maps, I cannot progress, I have problems progressing my Atlas. At some tier or maps at some point, you are going to struggle, or I actually struggle and I do not know what to do. Alright, am I going to repeat the same map again? And so on and so forth. So here it is. I am going to show you how you should actually do it. Okay, so first up is when you finish Act 10 and you reach maps. Alright, you're gonna take this first. Okay, this is first and foremost the very important skill tree that you should always have at the start. Alright, okay, it looks like a stickman with like that. I don't know. Okay, like that. Whatever, it's just like your fingers, your hands crossing over, okay? So it's just this figure, and this is, I would say, mandatory at the start. Alright. Why is this so? Because we want to take all of the shaping nodes, whereby once you have taken all of them, each side, right, and passive nodes is going to give you 25% chance to be one tier higher. And all of the maps that you drop are going to be 100% chance to be one tier higher, and that is how you're going to progress your Atlas. And this is the shortest path to go in between. You can take the commission officer as well. It gives you one additional curate missions a day, even though if you are like me, that in a sense that we probably finish the Atlas progression maybe like in the second or third day, this still gives a lot, okay, because your maps has 3% chance to grant an additional curate mission, and curate mission does contribute to your Atlas progression, so do bear in mind with that. So yes, this is the first and foremost important. You're not going to take any other contents or league mechanic, okay, just focus on this first. Okay, and then next after that, you are going to rush straight to Harbinger. Okay, so over here, if you do not want to take this small node, it's also fine, but ominous arrival, sorry, your maps contain additional Harbinger, and then we're going to go straight with first wave, because with the changes to unspeakable offensive, right, I honestly think this node is very shitty right now. Like, it is really very trash. Okay, the rate of currency shards dropped by Harbinger in your map, right, as a full or whole currency is so low that I have never once considered this as a real passive points. Okay, yes, it does happen. It did happen to me once last league where the exalt shard actually dropped as an exalt, but that was like one out of how many, 1,000, 10,000, I don't know. That was like once only, right? If you were to do some comparison, alchemy shards and Orb of Horizon shards do drop more often, but they are really very rare, and I felt that it is not worth to just spec over here. Okay, so just go for the Harbingers in your map, have 25% chance to be replaced by a Harbinger boss, and then here you have additional Harbingers which actually help you through your maps. So now I want to explain why Harbinger. Okay, a lot of people doesn't understand this aspect of the Harbinger. Harbinger drops alchemy shards, drops binding shards, and it drops Orb of Horizon. The more important one is this tree, because the alchemy and the orb of binding, you can throw it into your map and make it rare. Alright, when you have a rare map, literally your drops on the map is going to be like 2 times or 3 times more. It's going to be a lot more than a magic map, okay? So that is why when you have more quantity or more pack size, you're going to have increased chance of getting the next tier map or your map progression maps. Alright, and Orb of Horizon is basically for those maps in the same tier that you have not complete. Okay, so let's just say if I have a tier 4 map, alright, probably you need, how many is there? 4 or 5, right? There's about 4 or 5 of the same tier map, and there is one of them that you have not complete, but you have not gotten that map. Okay, this is where you start using your Orb of Horizon to roll the same tier map for those that you have not complete, right? With that said, right, you are going to complete your maps tier by tier and move up slowly. It's going to be very fast if you continue to just do this method, alright? And yes, this is just the bread and butter of the generic layer of what you should be getting on league start. Okay, and of course, make sure to always go and have a look at your Kirab missions. I wouldn't say you should use them immediately, but the moment when you are stuck with maps or you have run out of Orb of Horizon, this is where your Kirab missions actually come in handy. Right, of course, including those scouting reports, if you have them, just use them and reroll them. You will actually get a lot of maps that you haven't encountered before. Alright, and then next up, I will suggest taking Shrine. Okay, the Shrine nodes are basically over here. Your map contains an additional shrine, and then you have Drawn to Power with more pack of monsters, at least 1 magic, and then Syncretism, where you have more effect of your shrines and it grabs you additional buff. So why Shrine? Just on a high level scale, right? Shrines are actually really very powerful for your mapping. It gives you a lot of sustainability. If Acceleration Shrine, it gives you a lot more DPS. It allows you to move faster, clear faster. Yeah, there is a lot of beneficial shrine. Okay, so if you have a helmet like the Gao, this shrine is going to be so awesome. Right, builds that have the Gao are just really super powerful. You can clear maps like a breeze, really no problem, no effort at all. That's why Shrine is kind of like the must mandatory, I would say, alright, at league start. It just helps you to progress your maps, even kill bosses a lot much easier and faster. Right, so Shrines. And then next up will be June Betrayal League Part 1. Okay, there's 2 parts to this and I'll explain now. So why part 1 is because you want to branch down here and take all of these nodes. And what is the use of Betrayer? So some of you might not want Betrayer, some of you want. This is really up to you, it is optional. My own thinking is that you are going to want to have more Betrayer missions, June missions, because you want to unlock all the benchcraft. Alright, start unlocking all the benchcrafts from here onwards. And that's why you can see I actually take this covert stakeouts. It is a new node that has been included this league, and it gives you a random encounter mission in your map to have 100% increased chance to be June. Alright, just to take note, this is 100% increased chance to be June. This is not 100% chance to be June. Okay, there is a big difference. If the chance of encountering June in your map is 2%, 100% increased chance will only mean 4%. Okay, so just please take note of that. And yes, and the bottom over here just have more chance to have June, and then more Immortal Syndicate members to be reinforced, to be accompanied by reinforcements, which means you have more unveil loots, and you can unveil them more to unlock more benchcraft. Okay, so that is my thinking here. I want to unlock more benchcraft so that I don't have to search for them when I really need them. Okay. And this is part 1. Okay, you understand why there is a part 2. Next is Eater of War. By this stage, right? By this stage, around 80 or I think I cannot remember the exact number, but about 70 to 80 like that, you start to encounter Eater of War, or maybe even before that. So that is why you start to branch out to the Eater of War. What is that? The the skill tree nodes, right? We all know how good Ether World is. It just spawns a lot of altars in your map. With Eldritch Gaze, it just have more upside effects. And then it has an additional downside effect, which can be a bit dangerous, so you have to look out for those. Alright, I think this is just a no-brainer. Around here, you encounter Ether Worlds. Alright, and next will be part 2 of June. Okay, it will be at the bottom here. Now you understand why there's a part 2, because I will have to branch out to the Ether World first instead of going here. Yes, I can connect them to here, but it is not worth it. I will have to respect them later, and I do not want to waste points. Okay, and over here is just a little bit more only. Okay, just a little bit more. Immortal Syndicate members executed in your maps have 100% chance to get an additional rank. We just want a lot more of this 1% chance to have June missions. And you can take here also, okay? If you have additional points you want to take here, it is also okay by all means, but it just basically adds more members in your maps. But it doesn't give the chance to have an additional June mission on completion. So just take note of that. Alright, and then after that, over here, I will take Harvest, okay? So from here onwards, right, it is very optional. You can take any league mechanic you want, any, okay? It doesn't have to be Harvest. You can take Expedition. If you really like Breach, you can take Breach. If you want Essence, you can take Essence. Please don't take Strongbox because it's trash now. And if you want Legion, I don't think Vitro is a viable option because it's really very far. Right, it is very far out. But if you want, yes, you can just spec all the way until there, no problem. But yeah, from here onwards, it is very optional, okay? So, Harvest Nodes. This is how I will take my Harvest Nodes. Basically, Call of the Grove, okay? And then Bumper Crop. And then Bountiful Harvest. Alright, afterwards we have Heart of the Grove, and the 3 points also is kind of mandatory because we want more chance to encounter Harvest in our maps. Okay, so this is how you take Harvest. And then last but not least, we are going to go with the Stream of Consciousness. Now that Stream of Consciousness has changed, it is no longer here, it is on the right. And I will say it's actually a little bit troublesome because if you are not scaling on the right, then if you scale on the left, then this might be a problem if you want to play out and go. But we'll talk that later. Okay, so yes, Stream of Consciousness now. Your maps cannot be modified by fragments other than Divine Vessels. Finally and thankfully, GG fixed this so that we don't have to respect these points just to get the Divine Vessels, the soul or whatsoever. Alright. And then we are going to block off every single thing that is not Harvest. Alright. Okay, so it's just here. And some of you might ask, so what if I want to do other contents? Alright, it is very, very simple. Alright, let's just say, I'm going to give you a scenario now. Let's just say if you do not want to do Harvest. Okay, I'm just going to remove all the Harvest. Of course, make sure it's connected to Stream of Consciousness. And then just remove. Alright, and let's just say you want to do Expedition. Okay, so you're going to take here, Hunt for Answers. You have more chance to encounter Expedition. And then you work your way upwards here. Alright, you just work your way upwards over here. With the Expedition nodes, just take every single one. Alright, there you go. It's really very simple and straightforward. There is really nothing you should ponder about. Whenever you want to do a league mechanic, just take the whole entire circle of it. Alright, you can take Metamorph as well. It's really, really up to you. Alright, I'm just giving you a very simple example of how you should progress. Oh yes, of course, your Stream of Consciousness, you have to change it, alright? Of course, then leave Trade Embargo open so that you can encounter Expedition. If you block it, then you're probably a genius. Alright. Okay, so this is your League Start Atlas progression. Right, this is what I feel you should take. I have taken this last league and I can tell you it is really very good. I have no problems progressing my Atlas at all. I solo the whole Atlas progression myself without buying a single map, okay? Not even a single map. The whole key point here is to have many and tons of Orb of Horizon so that you can keep rolling the same tier maps to complete them. right? The only real problem comes when you're probably in high tier rate maps where you need to corrupt them, and some of the mods can be really scary and dangerous, and that's where I will say you just have to be more careful. Alright, the next strategy will be the Alch and Go low budget builds. This is really just for low budget, alright? Low budget to mid budget, up to you. The whole point of this is once you have progressed your Atlas, maybe 120 plus points, you don't really need the, let me just open this up. Yeah, you don't really need all the center nodes, which is your keyrugs and shaping stuff, right? So because you are already very near the Atlas progression, or probably you have completed all of them except the uniques and the achievements to unlock more points for your Atlas progression, right? This is where you start to respect, okay? And this is how I think that your tree should look like in every map, okay? No matter what map you go, I'll just go through a quick one. So this is the skeleton, alright? So the skeleton will be to take essence. Okay, first of all, I want to mention for some of your builds out there, essence might be a little bit difficult, but the real key point over here to like kill essence really very smoothly is to have a lot of penetration. And that's why in all my builds now, as much as I can, I will at least have a double curse on it, right? Let's just say if I'm playing COC Ice Nova, alright, I'll make sure I have Frostbite and Elemental Weakness just to kill all these annoying rare modifiers from the Arch Nemesis, alright? Otherwise, you're gonna take super long to kill it. I remember last league, it was so strong that there was one rare monster I took nearly 10 minutes to kill it. Right, really nearly 10 minutes. Okay, the problem is not that the monster is too strong. It's actually tickling me, but I'm also tickling him back. So it's like his life is really very short and he has regen or something like that. So it keeps going up and down, but I can see the bar slowly moving down. It's so annoying and I have no idea what I've been doing for the past 10 minutes. Alright, so just beware if you are taking essence. Just make sure you have enough penetration or curse to lower their resistance. Alright, and then we are going to take Harbinger over here. So Harbinger is still inside the pool, even though we all know that exalts are probably not going to be so useful anymore. The whole reason is because this is a low budget, okay? Low budget wise, you still do not have unlimited access of Orb of Horizons, Alchemy Orb, Orb of Binding, and eventually, right, you will still run out of these resources. So I'm pretty sure, like, yes, you don't pick them up, you can buy them with Chaos, but the time, you know, to invest in all of these small little tier mobs, I don't feel is worth it. And we all know the trading system in PoE is quite annoying sometimes when you have to click. You know, you have to keep clicking people, players by players, and ask them you want to buy in bulk for like alchemy orbs or whatever, and they don't reply you. This consumes a lot of time. So I rather self-sustain all of this low tier resources myself. Okay. And then we're going to go with Eater of Worlds over here. I think it's very standard. There is no questions asked. Go upwards to the shrine and then link with the Harbinger. And of course your amplified energies. Okay, so essence found are one tier higher. You don't take these two first, up to you. And then just go down with the essence over here and the essence over here as well. Crystal Lattice and Crystal Resonance. Alright, this two is kind of like what? No. This Crystal Resonance and Amplified Energies is what make Essence so strong in maps. Okay? And then the last part here is very different from last league. Because of the recent changes to Beyond, right? I think Beyond is really very good to farm right now. Okay, I will explain why. Whether is it worth it or not, it's for you to decide. But in my own opinion, I feel it's very worth it. Okay, so first up, we have Torn Veil. Beyond portals in your map have 30% increased merging radius. Not really important. And then beyond portals in your maps have 30% increased chance to spawn a unique boss. Okay, now all of these unique bosses, right, will be Scourge bosses. If you play Scourge League before, you'll know what are they. They are basically just one of the bosses that are actually quite strong, but their drops are really delicious. Okay, from the previous or past experience, I remember that they drop a lot of tainted currencies, just in short. Okay, and this is what makes Beyond one of the reasons why it's so good as well. Slaying enemies in your map have 15% increased chance to spawn a Beyond portal. Okay, 15% chance to spawn a Beyond portal. This is not even attracting monsters, okay? This is spawning a Beyond portal. It is different from attracting monsters, Beyond monsters. So do take note of that. Okay, so there's another 15% chance here, so total of 30% chance. And then if you were to go down right here, Scent of Blood, there is a 10% chance in your map to attract Beyond demons. Alright, this is very good. Previously, it was only 3% and it was like as good as invisible. Okay, it was really as good as invisible. The chance is so goddamn low that sometimes you don't even know if you actually summon Beyond demons or Beyond monster. Now that it is 10% chance, I am seeing a lot of potential in this. Okay, so you have this increased experience, so pretty good for leveling as well. And then you're going to go all the way down here. There is increased quantity of tainted currencies, alright? Only tainted currencies. They are very clever now. They changed this. Previously, it was just 5% increased quantity dropped by Beyond Demons. Now it's only tainted currencies. Okay, and this one, Fiendish Opulence. Rare Beyond Demons in your maps now drop an additional basic currency item. Which means, right, every rare monsters is guaranteed to drop a basic currency. Okay, so even though, yes, I know the basic currency pool is so big, there is still a chance to drop good stuff. Alright, you might be able even to drop an Exalt, Div Orb, or something like that. Alright, there is still a lot of chance. Okay, and yes, this is the skeleton of the tree. When I say skeleton, I meant you have to fit in your own league mechanic or contents that you want to do. And I'm going to give you a quick example now. Let's say I only have two, alright, so I'll just go through a quick one. Harvest over here. You can see I just literally take the same thing, the harvest nodes for Bumper Crop, Bountiful Harvest, Call of the Grove, and just Heart of the Grove. And just finish up the rest of the points. You can put them anywhere you want. This is just 124 or 132. If you want, you can put over here. You can add more stuffs. Really up to you. If you really want strong box, you can add strong box as well. Really personal preference over here. Okay. And then if it is Expedition, which is so popular last league, the logbooks sell for very high price. This is how roughly it looks like. You start from here. Alright, take the Hunt for Answers. Make sure you change the stream of consciousness. Take the Full Circle of Expedition over here with Ancient Writings and Distinguished Demolitionist. Oh my god, how do I pronounce that shit? Demolitionist. Okay, my bad. And then Buried Knowledge. Alright, that's just basically all of your expedition notes. Okay, don't think so much. And then you are good to go. Right, really simple over here. And that's how we are going to do our maps in the early game. Simple Elk and Go, no juice involved. Okay, totally no juice involved. Alright, okay, now I will go through the high budget builds for Elk and Go. Okay, I'm gonna bring out the skill tree. Yup, this is how it will look like. Okay, it is very different from the low budget build. You can see we are gonna utilize the top hat or the rooftop tree. And this is only viable, I would suggest this is only viable for high budget builds because the monsters are going to be so strong, you are going to have problems if you play low budget build. They are probably going to one-shot you or something like that. Alright. Yeah, the tree is going to scale a bit weirdly, but we don't really have a choice over here. Okay, this is how I manage it. There is no essence now. So completely remove essence. You don't need Harbinger also because those currencies does not really matter. Probably the only good currency that you are going to get is Ancient Shard, right? Which will come more later on into the league. So if you want Harbinger and you have spare points, you can try and take it. The whole point over here is to just take beyond and the rooftop and the whole entire circle for quantity. Why is this so? Because we just want every single one of our maps to have increased quantity, increased pack size. We're going to run Fortune Favor the Brave. Alright, this will give us another additional 10% increase of quantity and 10% increase pack size. We're going to have a lot of these quantities, and the whole point is just to help us sustain our map much better, much easier, as well as drop more currencies. Right, then again, this is the base. Okay, I'm not sure why I have 2 points over here. I'll update that later. And I took the Alva here to connect with the circle because elsewhere doesn't really look very good. Yes, you can connect them here if you really want to. So I will change that later on. I'll give you another alternative. Okay, but other than that, yes, after that we have Eater of Worlds also. Sorry, I forget to mention. And then Enduring Influence. By this stage, you should be applying Sextants in every single one of your map. Okay, it doesn't have to be a juicy Sextants, just anyone with more quantity of monsters, and then just go. Okay, and this is the skeleton. After that, there will be one with, let's just take Harvest again. Yep, I've done one with Harvest, and this is how Harvest will look like. You just need to connect your Harvest Nodes, Bumper, Crop Bounty, Full Harvest, Call of the Grove. It's the same, okay? It's exactly the same because we're going to go Stream of Consciousness. So no fragments, just simple out and go, but high budget because the monsters are going to be very strong. Right? So yes, I have another one for Delirium. You can just have a look at them over here. Right, Delirium is more towards the left side, so you just need to branch out yourself to take the Stream of Consciousness, and the rest of them is all on the left. Alright, you will connect your Beyond with in between the Delirium nodes, and then just connect your Rooftop or Top Hat with after Beyond onwards. Okay, right. And this is the fourth strategy I'm going to show you, which was actually very popular lastly. Okay, this is called the Grand Design. Oh wait, it's the Grand Design. I spelled it wrongly, my bad. Okay, Grand Design, I'm sorry. Grand Design Atlas skill tree. What it does is basically your small Atlas passive points, right, grants nothing, and your maps have 1% increased pack size per allocated notable Atlas passive skills. Okay, why are we doing this? Because when you actually take this and design your Atlas tree in this manner, every map, now listen carefully, every map you are going to have at least about 90% pack size. Okay, that is really a lot. That's really a lot. Okay, what are we going to take here? You can see the bottom part of the skill tree is like so crowded. Basically any of the nodes that require 2 points to link to a passive node, you are going to take them. That's why I took Mad Devotion here for Nico, and then Perpetual Search for Alva here. Any 2 nodes. Alright, there is one even Abyssal Army. Even though we are not running Abyss, we are just taking this. Okay, so we're going to focus on Essence and Strongbox. Alright, I'll mention why Strongbox later. Okay, actually I should just mention now. Alright, so the reason why we take Strongbox is because we need to scale upwards over here, and this is just 2 points to take. With the secret operations, you have a chance to get operative Strongbox where it drops a lot of scarabs. Right, so in combination with this, I was like, why not just take a Strongbox? We will have chance to get this scarabs, and not only that, it kind of gives you more monsters on the map as well. Right, so that's why I concluded that this Strongbox is okay to take. And also the Harbinger, because it's just 3 points to give you additional monsters on your map. Next up, you're going to, from the center over here, okay, let me just go to the right first. The right is just very straightforward. Your Eater of Worlds, your Altar, and then your Sextants, because you're still going to want to use Sextants. Roll anything, doesn't have to be a juicy Sextant. Anything with that adds monsters into your maps. Alright, very simple. And then on the left side, you're going to take Shaping of the Valleys, because we're going to use Fortune Favors the Brave. More pack size, more quantity. And Commission Officer, since it's just 1 node, to give you 1% more chance. And over here, we are going to take Shrine because we have Shrine. This is just easy, simple, additional mods for your map. Root Exile because it's just 5 mods for 2 passive. Amplify Energies, and of course your Elva and what's this, Crystal Resonance, alright, because we are running Essence. So all of this, right, all of these nodes are kind of like designed in my opinion in such a way that I do get benefits from all of these nodes as well. Alright, we don't talk about this, we don't talk about stuff like Abyssal Army or even this Nico one packed with energy, because there are just 2 nodes linked to it. For 2 nodes, you get 1% extra pack size. Why not, right? So that's the whole point, and that is why I have designed it this way. All of the nodes are kind of like free contents in your map. Essence, Harbinger, Root Exiles, Strongbox, they are all free and they are sure or guaranteed to appear in every single one of your maps. Okay, so yes, this is it, and I'm just going to show you another one that with Harvest again, because I think Harvest is going to be really good and juicy over here. I'm just going to take Bumper Crop and Bountiful Harvest. Alright, and then of course your Heart of the Grove. But I am not going to take Core of the Grove, right? Because it costs 6 points to go all the way there, and I felt that it was not worth it. Okay, just for the additional 4% chance to spawn, I think it is okay to give up, right? And then for the ever popular Grand Design Expedition, if you want, there is also one over here. Same, because we have Stream of Consciousness over here. You can just link it to the the expedition notes, your ancient writings, and your distinguished demolitionist. Alright, and then buried knowledge. And same, we are not going to take this because I felt that there is too much points that you need to invest just for the additional 4% chance to encounter another expedition. Alright, since we are going to run Stream of Consciousness, just let that percentage chance take place. Okay, so yes, this is for your Grand Design. The notes are over here. It is really very straightforward. You can choose any of the league mechanic you want. Preferably I would say these 2, otherwise you can just change or tweak them on your own. Okay, the last but not least is the Boss Rush. This one only has 1 tree. Alright, this is the only way how I see you should play your Boss Rush. And when I mean Boss Rush, right, I don't mean like you go in, you proc the Eater of World and you get out. Okay, to me, right, that is so goddamn boring. I don't even know why you are playing this game if you are doing that. Alright, I'm very honest right here. Like, if you're just gonna go in, proc, and then get out just to earn money, why don't you just get some bot to do it for you? Right, so that is my thought and thinking. Yes, it's very good money, but you know, I felt that when you're playing the game, you should at least interact with the game a little bit. So that is the whole point of this strategy. It is, yes, it's a bit weird because you're going to take the whole entire diamond, but I'll explain. Alright, so the contents we're going to have in this strategy is 3 of them. 1 is Strongbox, 2 is Heist, and 3 is Shrine. Right, it's written here. Of course, Eater of World or Searing as such, up to you. The reason for these 3 contents, right, is because they are very simple. They do not take a lot of time. All you need to do is just touch and go. Very simple, alright. I did not include Essence because Essence might prove difficult for some of the players, especially when the monsters, when you encounter like 4 mod Arch Nemesis modifiers, which will be implemented in this league. I am trying to imagine that some of the players might have problems with it and you might not be able to progress on. So I took out Essence, plus it requires a lot of nodes. Alright. Okay. So yes, all of these are just touch and go. Strongbox, click, kill, go. Right. Shrine, when you see a shrine, you have a pack of mobs, kill them, touch the shrine, continue moving on. Heist, same, open the box, pick up contracts, pick up blueprints, go. There is no or little time involved in all of these mechanics. Okay, and you can see I took the whole of these diamonds because I want you guys to rush to the boss straight away. Alright, the whole purpose is not for you to complete the map. The whole purpose is for you to find the boss, kill it, and get out. Right, you do not have to complete the map. All of the contents that you see along the way, just kill them, but do not go the extra mile to actually find them before you get out of the map. That is a very waste of time. These things are literally free in the map. You do not make any investment to them before you actually go into the map. There is no sextant involved whatsoever. So just go in. If you see them, good. If you don't see them, maybe try your luck next map. Very, very simple, straightforward, and that's why we have all of this increased effect modifier for increased quant, chance to have map drops to be duplicated, because when we kill the map bosses, you will have chance to get conqueror maps, elder maps, shaper maps, synthesized maps, and these maps can be duplicated. Okay, remember, okay, these maps can be duplicated. And not only that, I did add this enrich entities. Honestly, this is a very 50-50 kind of thing. Okay, you can get basic currency items, but it might not be good. But because you are killing the boss every single map, I was thinking like, why not? Alright, why not? And yep, there you go. This is how the tree should look like. If you have more points, then you can spec more into the what's this? The maps can be duplicated, alright? Let's say maybe if you do not want the shrine, or you do not want the root markers or whatsoever, so you can just remove them and take more of these nodes. Okay? You have still 3 more points. Honestly, just take anywhere you want. Okay, just take anywhere you want. But this is kind of like my recommended one, so yep, just play around with it. Okay, oops, sorry. So it's 2 over here, 1 over here. Yeah, just play around with it. Right, so that's for my boss rush map. The notes are over here. You can just read them on your own. Okay, that comes to the end of this video. So if you have any questions, do join the Discord and I will try to answer your questions. And if you like my video, do remember to hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Bye.